Good morning, Carlos. How are you today? Good morning, everybody. Carlos? Guys, we've lost Carlos. He's got a sick family out there, and Carlos is not going to be able to join us this morning. So hopefully we wish him well. We know he was a good man. Yeah, that's right. You got to take care of family first always, all right? So you all remember that out there. Carlos is doing absolutely the right thing, and we wish him and, of course, his family well this morning. So good morning, everybody. I hope you had a good trading day yesterday. It was Canada Day. For those in Canada, you can see I still got my flag up. I spent the day at the afternoon anyways after the open. First napping because I was still recovering from Andrew's party this weekend. Oh, my God. It was epic. It was a lot of fun, but whew, wipe me out, buddy. And then yesterday we spent it at a friend's cottage. So had a lot of fun swimming in the Ottawa River. Having a barbecue, doing all the normal things you would do on such a holiday. I know for all of my friends in the U.S., you're probably just gearing up to do this on Thursday. And if you're getting started early, you can get started on Wednesday because remember, the markets close at 1 o'clock on Wednesday and then are closed all day Thursday. So you've got a day and a half worth of market-free fun that you can take advantage of this week. So it's a shortened week this week, and I hope that you guys are all ready to have some fun with that. So, all right, let's talk markets, though, because we have an entire trading day ahead of us today. And we do have a few economic data numbers. In fact, I've got to open my platform here. So pardon me 1 second while I get that done. Starting with Jerome Powell speaking this morning in Portugal. What the heck is he doing in Portugal? I have no idea. But apparently Portuguese want to hear from him. So he's there doing an economic speech starting apparently right now. Really, from what I'm seeing as my charts open, the market doesn't seem to be too interested. So not really surprised. It's rare that economic data would be said outside of the country, right? Mostly it's a reiteration of what we already know. I doubt that there's going to be anything brand new. Revel. Oh my God. My daughter, who is a massive soccer fan, was sending this to us yesterday about, yes, the missed penalty kick, which I understand happened in the first half, but essentially cost them the game so that Portugal wasn't able to move forward and go against France in the next round. So, it's sad for any of you Portugal fans out there. I understand Ronaldo was brought to tears, but did Portugal win? Wait a second. Oh, it was just in overtime when she was texting me like the 108th minute. So I guess did they win at the end? There you go. See, I wasn't even up to speed. I was busy having my Canada Day party. I just knew that it was somewhere like either towards the end of the half. I assume that they went into overtime and lost. All right. Never mind. I see. I don't even know what's going on. I'll have to catch up later. All right. Anyways, let's get back to the markets because that's really what we're talking about. And you know what the big thing is I've been looking for this morning? It seems to be electric vehicle deliveries, but that fits with the theme because if you look at the economic calendar, we have job openings and then auto sales that are coming out in 10. So I think today might be, mostly about cars. We don't have a lot happening out there, really, with just the job openings and auto sales numbers. Not really a lot of economic data. Normally, the market doesn't react too much to that. However, we have Rivian car numbers coming out that we'll talk about in a minute. We have Teslas, which I don't see out yet, but are supposed to be coming out in sometime this morning. It's going to be a busy day for those numbers. So let's get to that. We can look at the gappers now, guys. Without Carlos here, it's going to be a little trickier looking at the gappers. So, wait a second. You can look at some of my charts while I bring back the gappers. Here we go. This is what I got for the gappers. We only have a couple of things on the list. Not really a surprise, right? You get a day like today. Again, it's sort of a Tuesday in the summer on a shortened week. As you guys saw Monday, if you were trading, I only took a quick peek in the afternoon, and volume, as expected, was down. Not bad volume at the open, I'll give you that, but it was a little bit down in the afternoon. So I expect sort of the same thing today. We should have decent volume at the open, and then it's going to drop off through the afternoon. So Let's get going, because the first thing I have on the gappers list is VLCN, which is this Volcon. Well, it's called Volcon Automotive, but they produce these electric motorcycles that we were looking at, and we're gonna have to mess around here, because also Carlos used to do the charting, and poor Brent out there is coping with me in the background, trying to do like five different things. So we'll see how this goes. I'll maybe slow down a little bit as we get to the charts. But anyways, this keeps popping up, and honestly, I have no freaking clue why. It's not really in the news. There's not much going on with it. I mean, they don't have autos to have auto sales. Yeah, Chris, you sort of hit it. It's been what? This is like the fourth day, maybe it's been on the list, and the daily chart is horrible on this thing. I don't know why it keeps popping up, to be honest, but it's up 20%. You can tell it's essentially a low float that is just jumping around here. So we're going to move past that and move to the next thing on our list, which is PARA, Paramount Global. Now, there have been rumors for quite a while about, are they going to get bought? Are they not going to be bought? There's another rumor out there about an acquisition that a company called IAC is maybe trying to put in a bid to take control of Paramount. Chris, you're saying they did a reverse split. I don't see that in the news, but if you've got that there, I'll trust you on that. They also announced a week ago that they were going to raise their subscription prices, which is always, well, not good news if you're a Paramount Plus subscriber. It is good news, I guess, if you're a stockholder, because it means they get to charge more for the exact same thing. However, I think the big news today is about this potential IAC takeover, and we'll see what happens, because Paramount is starting to move. Frankly, it doesn't look good so far in the pre-market. Only 333,000 shares traded. The daily looks interesting. It's been sort of climbing up over the last 2 weeks, and I sort of like where it sits. If it can get a breakthrough through to it doesn't have to go far, really, right? Like to 10.75, maybe $11, and move higher, as we've got here on the daily chart. This might be a good trading opportunity. It's got to get volume, though. We're going to need to see a lot more volume on it. So I don't mind where it sits on the daily. I don't like the pre-market, but maybe it can go on a secondary. Like we're a little short of candidates this morning, so we'll put it on a secondary and then see what we can do with it. All right, let's move on to the next thing on the gap up, which is EBS, Emergent Biosolutions. EBS. This is a drug manufacturer, and these are the ones that we see pop up every once in a while. That sometimes I know, right? They've got a drug release. They've got something big going on. In this case, they got a new contract, about $253 million worth of contracts from the U.S. government, and to build this ACAM 2000. I don't even know what the heck that is, but it's good when you get new government contracts. But this also, what is? Let me check out the float on this guy. 50 million shares on the float, so it's not really a low float. But if you look at it pre-market, it is also not moving well, with only 166,000 shares. In fact, I must have my filters wrong on my scanner, because at 166,000, it should not even be hitting the list. That is shameful. Well, let me check my. See, daily volume over 100,000. I don't know if you guys. I'm in a trading terminal, and it's completely customizable. So I've set this up, and I've looked at my settings here, right? And I've got the settings set to 100,000. Normally, I set it 200,000. So let's do that. See how that changes our list, because I might get rid of some of the garbage here. But I've now blown this up so much that I don't even know if it's going to take. See, look, EBS is gone, and good riddance. All right, so let's take a look at the next thing on the list, which is ANVS. ANVS. Hold on, I got to get my screens back myself. All right, ANVS. And Novus Bio. Well, we go to another biotech. This is a low float, only 8 million shares on the float, but at least they've got some volume with 695. No, sorry, I see 444,000 shares, and they've got good data of a phase 3 study on Parkinson's disease. They have updated improvements in the Unified Parkinson's Scale disease scale. All right, so good news for them. It looks like in terms of the work they're doing for Parkinson's disease. Man, a low floats are hard to trade. Frankly, if you'd like to trade them, maybe this is your candidate because frankly, there is not a lot moving out there today. But I don't like this one either. So sorry, guys. I feel like we're just going over stuff that sucks. So I've got maybe Paramount on the list, and so far that's about it. Take a look at the list. It's even getting shorter now that I filtered it to just the 200,000. Let's check my gap down list here before we go too far. See, that one's also at 100,000. Let's make it 2. Let's close that bad boy. All right. And then you can see we only have 4 things on here. So I'll go over these 4 and we'll see what they look like. All right. Starting with, I don't have anything, by the way, for the gap up list. Well, maybe I do have one thing for the gap up before we get to the gap down list. And that's one I was mentioning right off the top, which is Rivian. You got to look at Rivian. If we look at it on sort of a 1 minute or a 5 minute chart, had a big jump just a couple of minutes ago because Rivian did announce their quarterly sales, their Q2 delivery figures. And you got to keep in mind, Rivian is not a high volume producer, right? So things get sort of overblown in their stock movement. But you can see a big jump a couple of minutes ago when they announced their production figures. They produced 9,612 vehicles and delivered 13,790, which is right in line with expectations. So they didn't actually blow their numbers out of the water. They really just did what they said they're going to do. They also confirmed that they're expected to hit their production guidance of about 57,000 vehicles for 2024. So you know what? It seems to me with only, maybe I shouldn't say only, but with 57,000 vehicles produced, seems like I see a lot of them. Like I see a lot more of them than I would expect for that many scattered amongst North America. I don't know about you guys, but I just seem to see a lot of Rivian trucks. Maybe it's because, you know what? They love putting them in Hollywood movies and Netflix movies. I'm not sure if you've noticed that, but next time you're watching, especially like the Netflix produced stuff, see how many Rivians you see. I think it's maybe just because they're cool looking trucks. They seem to show up in sort of a lot of media. And that's actually good for them. Maybe it's going to help the stock. Yeah, Sam, maybe. I tend to notice cars a lot, right, in shows because I'm a car guy. So I see I notice the vehicles no matter what they are. But I just seem to see a lot of reviews. They got that distinctive, bug headlight thing going on there. So it's hard if you don't know a Rivian and what it looks like. All you have to see is one with the lights on. Let's see if I can get the. Here we go. See. Right here, you get that distinctive those little headlights that when all lit up, it sort of looks like an insect of some sort. If you see that, they're easy to spot. A hippo, okay, different take on the same look. Anyways, they have created something fairly unique. So, Hannah, you got to test drive one. What was it like? Was it fun? It was? All right. Well, there you go. That's good to know. I did watch a test, by the way. They took out a Tesla Cybertruck against a Rivian truck, and they did sort of a stress test against them on some off-roads, and they went camping and stuff. And they actually, I think the Tesla truck came out on top, but said both were pretty capable. But anyways. All right. Enough about Rivian. But Rivian, I think, is a good gap up potential candidate today because of how it's gapping up on those delivery numbers. And again, remember, Tesla numbers are expected out later this morning. I don't see them out yet. Let me just double check right now. I want to make sure I'm not missing anything for you guys. But they are expected, I think, after the open at some point this morning. So when we see those Tesla delivery numbers, you expect Tesla, of course, to make a move. Now, oh, they're out? Thank you, Zen Trader. Okay, let me take a look for them. Anybody have the numbers? We're sort of, Brent and I are scrambling to do all this solo, so I find it's tough to talk and get my fingers to move at the same time. Um, I know that in China, Tesla's numbers weren't looking too good, but while BYD, their delivery numbers were actually up 21%. And they're closing the gap with Tesla in the Chinese market very, very quickly. So, Zen Trader, yeah, I see the China numbers are out. They came out a little bit earlier, but I do not see their global delivery numbers, which is what I'm really looking for here. So, if anybody has those, let me know. But I don't think they're actually out yet. So, um, anyways, if I'm wrong, you guys will let me know. Okay, let's go back to the gappers list. Like I was saying, if we take a quick look at it, there's still only 4 things on it. So with those 4 things, we're going to start at the top at ARDX, gapping down 16% this morning. And ARDX is I think this has been on the list before. I can't remember ever trading it. Adrelix, sort of a good name though. Adrelix with a 225 million share float, so it is not a low float. But Adrelix has had to make the decision to not file for some patents that they were looking for and that shareholders were looking for. So it means that sorry, I'm just reading the news here. It looks like they were expecting to get some approval, some legislative approval for something they were looking to do for this Xifoza treatment. I'm going to try to say that. There's no vowel at the beginning of that. XPHOZA. Xifoza? I hate it when you don't put a vowel in the proper place. Then it makes me put the emphasis on the wrong syllable, and I hate that. Anyways, so that's not good news for the company. If I look at the stock here on ARDX, it doesn't look terrible pre-market with 680,000 shares traded. Obviously, it's a big gap down here, but I'm not sure that this is going to continue during the market open. I just don't have that great feel that it's really going to trade all that well. It's not bad pre-market though, so maybe we'll set some levels on it and we'll just see what happens. All right, we don't have that many candidates, so why not? All right. SHLS is the next thing that's on the gap down list. Shoals Technology, SHLS. And it received a downgrade this morning. Not really a great catalyst. I don't love them when they get these upgrades or downgrades. And frankly, we have seen this on our list before, and it looks horrible pre-market. It really, really does not look good. So frankly, we can garbage truck that. There you go. Thank you. We need garbage truck without Carlos' face. Just because he's not on the truck this morning. He's taking care of the family. All right. Nanonuclear is the next thing. NNE. We've been seeing nanonuclear jump up on our list for, I don't know, like 2 weeks now. This thing just keeps hanging around. And it keeps hanging around without really trading all that well. Again, we're on today's list with 245,000 shares. You look at the daily chart on this, you can see the movement, right? It's had this increased movement over the last couple of weeks with some spotty volume. It's interesting. Look how low the volume was on the gap down days with big volume on the gap up days. So one of the reasons why I say I don't like it this morning is when I look at that daily chart, if this is a gap down day, which is the way we're starting, expect that lowered volume, right? And it shouldn't be that good of a day. So even on the gap up days, though, frankly, wasn't trading all that well, and I wasn't loving it. Now, that being said, it's possible that it starts down pre-market and moves up, and we do get the volume. So if you sort of like this portable nuclear reactor company, again, still fascinates me what they're trying to do. I don't exactly. I'm gonna have to look this up and see what the application for these things are. I'm still waiting for somebody in the room to post me a Mr. Fusion picture, but I'm sure you guys will get to it for me. But anyways, I don't know how to trade this, so maybe I should watch it today. I haven't watched it at all, but it's not looking awesome. All right, the last one on my list is a company called with the ticker NVO, Norvo Nordisk. And this we have watched in the past. Big during the pandemic. One of the things that we had kept an eye on, and they had jumped up occasionally. Oh, my voice is cracking. Hate that. NVO had been all over the place, of course, because of the Ozempic, right? They're the company behind Ozempic, which is the biggest weight loss drug out there that actually started as a, it's design and intent was to do something completely different, but everybody adopted it for weight loss. And it looks like that the euphoria is starting to wane on that as NVO is coming down this morning off of the highs. Now, as a company, they are in all-time high range on the daily. You can see up here, hanging out around the 145 dollar mark, dropping today down to 140 on some good volume. Well, sorry, I thought the volume was a little higher. Only 290,000 shares, but the pre-market looks okay. I'm just checking the news here to see if I can actually see why it's moving. I don't really know, to be honest. I don't see a lot of good news on it. There's no upgrades or downgrades on this one. They did announce a share repurchase program yesterday afternoon, but that should be good news normally for a stock. Um, Accumulated announcement, 1.3 million shares. It looks like for a $1.2 billion share repurchase. Mo, okay, well, I can answer that question. Why would a company repurchase the stocks? What does it mean? Usually it's seen as a sign of one of three things, or perhaps a combination of three things. First and foremost, it's a company expressing confidence in their own stock. They said, confidence, and they're trying to signal to the market that they believe the stock is underpriced, and that's why they would be willing to buy it. Right. So they're saying, hey, the price is so low, we'll actually buy back our own stock because we think it's such a good deal. It's the best investment for our money. Right. Rather than put our money into another company or R&D or other areas, right, or developing sales channels, we're actually going to buy back our own stock because it's the best investment out there. The second thing would be a surplus of cash. Right, when you get a lot of cash, it's often best to just sort of plow it back into the company, and you can do that by buying your stock. The third thing that it sort of means, and that it does for a company sort of in aggregate, is it reduces the number of available shares on the market. And depending on the float, that just makes every other share out there more valuable. Scarcity. Right now, in the case of NVO, if they're buying back 1.3 million shares, their float is 3.4 billion. So buying back that number of shares does not really change their scarcity levels that much, right? We're talking a third of 1%. So it's really not that, actually not even that much, 3/10 of 1%. So that's the same thing. Damn it. How about 3/100ths of a percent? I think I finally got the math right. Anyways, but really, it doesn't change their float that much. So, really, what they're trying to do in this is they're signaling we have a lot of confidence in our growth potential. We're looking to buy back and reinvest in the company, and frankly, we think you should too. That's sort of the message that they're giving out there, right? Kevin, you can sort of say it gives a dividend, but that is usually dependent on the scarcity, right? Because again, with 3 billion shares, if you're only buying back 1 million, right? Yes, the dividend gets distributed over further shares because they don't pay themselves the dividend, but not by that much, right? Like it actually won't change that math too much. And frankly, I don't even know what their dividend is or if they issue one on this, but it's a fair point. You're right. On a lower float stock, it would actually improve the dividend for existing shareholders. So, anyways, those would be the reasons why a company would buy back their stock. Mostly, it's that sign of confidence that the market likes to see. In the case of NVO, again, they're down today. So, despite the share repurchase, clearly it's not having the net positive effect that they would have hoped on this stock. And I don't know why it's dropping now. This is a Denmark-based company, which means they could very likely be dual traded, and it could be that something's happening in a different market, which is what's driving this down. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time watching it, frankly, and I don't love it. Now, Tesla's numbers must have come out. If we can flip to a Tesla chart, because I just saw Tesla just shot up here, $8 and moving. Big move on Tesla in the last few seconds. So I assume that the delivery numbers are out. And and did Rivian drop as a result? No, Rivian popped back up here a little bit too. And Tesla is coming down as fast as it went up, it looked like. All right. Ford came out with an announcement saying that they're going to offer up EVs with LiDAR. Oh, they're going for autonomous driving, are they? All right, hold on a sec. I'm looking for the news on Tesla. Did they get their delivery numbers? I don't see them. Anybody get them? All right. My news feed is not showing me the news on Tesla, so I'm not sure if somebody just got really excited here. Oh, there you go, Algio. You've got it. Okay, so you're saying 422,405. All right, so if that's the case, if that's the number, Tesla had very specific numbers that they were looking for. So the market consensus was that they were expecting to deliver 425,000 units. If they actually did 422,000 units, that would be slightly lower than anticipated, but higher than Barclays' estimate last week, which is only 415,000, and RBC, which downgraded their delivery numbers to 410,000. So the fact that they were at the high end of the analysts' expectations looks like it's pretty good news, and we're seeing Tesla come back up here. So, hey, look, they were over $200, and yesterday they had a pretty good move on Tesla. I know that Andrew traded it. I watched Tesla and got a pretty minor trade on it, but that was good. So, and we're seeing, Altenti? I'm probably saying that all wrong. Gave us a quote here of what their delivery numbers are. So looks like he's saying 411,000. Delivered approximately 444,000. We saw specifically 422,000 from someone else in the room. So you guys are getting some numbers here. So it's looking good for Tesla. So they're definitely in play, and they're on the list. They're absolutely going on the watch list. Like I said, today's probably going to be all about the cars. That's what it looks like. So Rivian is still moving, although it's a little muted now that Tesla's numbers have come out. But I think it's still in play because they've got over 1 million shares traded, and Tesla's now up to 4.2 million shares. As you can see, big volume in the last couple of minutes. So there we go. We got some movers. Got a little bit of excitement here this morning. All right. So other than Tesla, and if you're watching Tesla, keep a close eye on this because this thing could be quite erratic. So just be careful with it. What are you guys watching? Anything else that we need to take a look at? I'm going to take a look right now just at my buddy NVIDIA. Oh, NVIDIA's moving this morning. 6 million shares traded on NVIDIA, and it's moving down this morning. Ooh, if we can break... I've really got a strong eye here on around 119. If it breaks below 119, I think we've got a lot of room to fall on NVIDIA. But we'll see what happens. The other one, of course, is AMD. If you guys know me, I'm always watching AMD. It's towards the bottom end of its range here. And not doing much this morning, to be honest. Only 227,000 shares traded, down about 1%. But NVIDIA looks like it's much more on the move, so is going to be in play. So I'll keep an eye on that. Mobi, I see you're mentioning VKTX, Viking Therapeutics. I remember these guys. What are they doing this morning? They've only got 100,000 shares traded. I do not like the pre-market. Are you just trying to get some garbage cans up here, or is there something you know about it? I don't I don't love it. I have to admit. Yeah, garbage me away. I'm not sure if it's just me or I'm seeing some delays on our graphics here. Maybe it's Brent and I were trying to plug too much bandwidth through this pipe. But anyways,
I'm
yeah,
juggling a few
I'm not
networks
sure
here.
what. Yeah, well, okay. We'll keep going though. The show must go on, right? Mo, I'm not sure what you like about Viking Therapeutics. I do not love it. So, but you feel free to keep it on your list. Sam, you're talking about Tesla to 220. Yeah, I mean it's heading that way. We're sitting at 218 right now, still moving up. So, moving quite well. Amazon. I see Amazon being mentioned. AMZN. Amazon is not really doing much today. 500,000 shares, so the volume's okay. The daily, it's stuck, man. It is stuck on this daily. It's at the high end of this range right now. If it follows the pattern, right, whenever it starts the day at this end, it's just going to move down to about 194 and then be boring. So I don't know. We'll see what happens there. All right, what do we got on YouTube? Let me switch gears and be over there. GMEE. Do you mean just GME? Did you just add an extra E on there? GMEE? I don't think that's the ticker. GME. GME is pretty boring, and it's been boring for a couple of days. I don't think I like it. Frankly, right now, if you want, the new GME, is that what Chewy is now? Is it the new GME? I don't know, but if you're going to watch these, you almost have to watch them together because I think Chewy might get the volume with Roaring Kitty announcing that 9 million share investment in Chewy. Didn't have a great day yesterday, frankly. A big down day after the excitement of it moving up towards $30. So I don't know if this thing's going to be in play, but you can watch it. I don't really have a lot to say about it. So, and I see in the room everybody seems to be posting. It's Thor's birthday? How did I not know this? Did Thor confirm this, or are we all just wishing Thor a happy birthday without really knowing that? If it's Thor's birthday, we're going to wish him a happy birthday anyways. It's up top. It's in the alerts. Oh, there you go. Thor said it himself. Well, then we know. Happy birthday, Thorster. And you know what? I think that's right because I remember he did 2 years ago. He had the big party in New York, right, which is about this time. He was down there for July the 4th and did the Thor party. So look at that, Thor's birthday today. Wow, you're looking fantastic, Thor. Have a great birthday. Very happy for you that having another year, right? Oh my God, the time flies when you're having fun. So what can you do? All right, so happy birthday to Thor. I'm pretty much out of stocks. I see someone mentioned Ford. Is that just a sympathy? Did you put Ford in there in sympathy because Rivian and Tesla are moving? Because frankly, Ford is not doing anything, man. Ford sucks. So icky poo poo on that one. Sorry for my language, salty language. Anyways, yeah, don't love Ford. Okay, so we got a pretty short list today. Not a lot happening there, but other than Tesla, I mean, Tesla is really happening for the entire market. It's come up. It has not hit 120 yet. It got close, 119.86. Well, technically 119.85.73. It got very very close. Let me take one last one. Despite the Toronto Maple Leafs logo, I think I'm seeing on this, I'll allow you to give me MU. 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 Wow, big volume today on MU. I don't see it doing much. Let me put this in here. Although in saying that, I was cheering for Toronto during the playoffs, just because you need Canadian teams to move forward. It's just sometimes the fans get on my nerves. I got a cousin who's a Maple Leaf fan, and when you live in a different market like Ottawa, I mean, I get it. Our team is not that great, but still, it's just grating how he's got to bring it up like every single time. Come on, buddy. Like, I get it. You're a Leafs fan. Leave her alone. Anyways, all right. There's a rant for this morning. I knew you guys, were wondering what was happening, why I hadn't ranted yet. I see Micron. I don't see any particular reason to expect it to move. It's at the low end after the big move up it had 2 weeks ago. It's been moving down steadily. But you know what? The semis have all been moving down. So Micron, AMD, even NVIDIA right now is sort of moving down. And every single ticker I see in the semiconductor sector is red this morning. So I think we can expect all of these to sort of have a muted day. There we go. Tesla's over 220, by the way. So, now it's under 220. It's moving fast. Got to be fast to stay on top of this. Now it's, anyways, Tesla's on the move. So definitely on our list. All right. Whew. At least something exciting is out there, right? We got to have something exciting on this type of day. All that being done, we've got a couple of items of business to take care of. Why don't we start with what's happening this week? So remember, it's a strange week with the market closure. So let me start there again and remind you, for anybody that just joined, 1, it's Thor's birthday. 2, the markets are closing early tomorrow, right? So Wednesday, the markets close at 1 p.m. On Thursday, they're closed all day. Despite that, we have a regular scheduled strategy event happening tonight. So our strategy webinar with Jared is on. It's happening at regular time, 8 p.m. in the webinar room. He's going to talk to you about option personalities. So if you trade options or if you're options curious, it's a great webinar to go to. Jared will talk you through options in his normal, informative, and direct style. That should be tonight at 8 o'clock. So hopefully you'll join Jared for that session tonight. And I want to thank Jared for doing engineering the markets this morning. He's here. He's a trooper. He's steady on this every day. So that'll be tonight's webinar. And speaking of Thor, the birthday boy himself, he's doing a webinar next week. He's going to be talking about how you can unlock the power of the Camarilla pivot points on Tuesday, July the 9th at 8 p.m. So mark both of those in your calendars for tonight and then a week from tonight, and you'll get some good webinars. Those are available to our elite members, and hopefully you'll join him. So I want to mention that. I also mentioned that, remember, the markets close early. However, our psychology webinar tomorrow night, we won't go into all the details, but it is happening. So if you look forward to those and you've got them in your calendar, the 8 p.m. psychology webinar tomorrow, Wednesday, will be happening. All right. We'll remind you again of that tomorrow morning. What I shouldn't have to remind you about is tradingterminal.com. It's the place to go for all the news and information. I was looking for delivery numbers there this morning. We were getting the economic calendar and news. Tradingterminal.com. I got the scanners, right, that we were calling up here all morning happening in Trading Terminal. If you want that information, look right there. You can get these scanners, and you get lots of stuff. You can get them right out of the box. You got these types of scanners that are right out of the box there. They're fantastic, and they all populate once the market opens, by the way. TradingTerminal.com gives you all sorts of information on what's happening in the markets 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They don't take a holiday. They are always here. So check it out. It's a great source of information. And if you want to join us here at Bearable Traders, we would love to have you as part of the community. We've got a number of membership options for you, from the intro offer through to the basic and elite, or the elite annual, which right now, with July the 4th, Independence Day happening this week, we've got a fantastic sale on the elite annual, $9.99. I didn't even know we put the price that low. So take advantage of it while you can. That code will be populated for you, and you can get that discounted rate. All right. So there you go. That's the news for you. Let's get back to now. I'm not quite sure, Brent, how we're going to do this in setting levels, because I think Carlos normally does it off of his screen. I might just talk through a couple of levels. Right. So
I can share the charts, but if you want to share your screen, if you can do levels on your screen.
Wow, that could be fun and fancy. All right, let me see what I can do here. One moment. You may feel a slight tingling, everybody. Let's see what I can do. All right. Okay, let's see what we can do here. I mostly do it off the daily. I've got all these Camarilla pivots in it, so let me just modify my charts here. We're going to get rid of these cam points because I find them distracting when we're trying to set levels. Here we go. Now maybe we can do this. All right. So let's take a look at what we've got here for levels. I'm going to start with Tesla just because Tesla's top of list and top of mind as it's heading to 221 here on the day. Wow, it's been moving since those delivery numbers have come out. So it definitely got the market's attention, and I think we're going to continue to move. If you see, the last time we were at this level was not until not since January of this year. And we're sitting at a level here where I think we can fill a gap. Now, these purple lines you can see all over my chart. I'm not sure how well you can see them. I'm going to get rid of all of them. I've set these over time. And there is an area right up around here, 225, that we absolutely need to keep an eye on because it had these small gaps, but it was an area of resistance back in November of 2023, and then an area of support momentarily in January of 2024. So we may see a pause when we get to 2025. But if this thing really gets going, look at this big gap we had back here in October. And I think we've got to pay attention to the top and bottom of this gap. The bottom gap here is at 230.50, and the top of this gap is at about 230. Well, I'll put an area at 234 and then 242. Now, I don't know that we're going to get that high. That's a big move for Tesla today, but Tesla, well, we'll see if it's got it in it. It used to be able to move that much, right? It could make $20, $30 moves in a day, although we have not seen that at a Tesla in quite a while. The last time it made like a $20 move, I mean, would have been this gap, right? And most of it was in the gap. The actual move over the course of the day was only about $15, but it gapped down about $30. So we'll see if it can regain some of its glory and maybe move up that much. So good levels to the top side. Frankly, I don't know that we need any downside levels. The high, yesterday's high, and 2 days ago high probably are good levels to the downside. I've got them marked automatically on my chart at 213. What is this? High 213.23. And then the high of the day before that at 203.20. So if we get down that low, I'd be very surprised because that would be a big about face for Tesla, but some good levels on Tesla. So since we're talking cars, why don't we move to Rivian and we'll talk about that, because Rivian gapped up, but it is still in a trading range here. You can see it had spiked much higher a few days ago and has moved down into that range. So frankly, the highs and lows of the previous 2 days already bracket the price, right? 2 days ago high, $15.12. Yesterday's high at $14.51. Yesterday's low at $13.31, and the day before that at $13.21. So you can see the low is pretty distinct as to where we're going to be watching on this, and the high has got a little bit more room. But Rivian's got to get some chutzpah. Got to get some get up and go here to really get moving. It's sort of died in the pre-market. Its biggest move was right as the immediate sales numbers were announced to get up to about 1450. 1448 is the high of the day so far, and it hasn't got back there yet. So it's got to get a little bit of movement, unlike Tesla, which is still moving higher. 221.70 right now in the price, but let's see what Rivian can do. All right. The only other one I had on the list we can see here was Paramount. Remember, there's rumors again of this IAC potentially buying it. That's got its movement to the high of its range. You can see the trading range it was in as it's been moving slowly up this range through the $10 mark to about 10.50. The high of pre-market so far is at about 1064, 1065, sorry, is the high of pre-market. I think that I like this area in here where we saw some support right at basically $11. Let me just put this level at $11 here because it was both support and resistance as Paramount's prices moved over the last few months. You can see in March it was support. In April it was resistance. If we can get back to $11, that might be a good place for the price. If we go past that, well, frankly, we got to go pretty far here. We got to go all the way up to another buck to about $12.20, I think, before we see some levels of support and resistance, maybe $12 would be an area to watch as well. So I can put levels of both those areas. But frankly, Paramount has not shown a history of wanting to move that much. We would have to get a confirmed buyout or at least a solid offer with a price, I think, for Paramount to get to that level. So unlikely we'll see that news today, but if it does, then we'll be ready for it. So I don't know that Paramount's moving. Other than that, I think one we need to add to our list is NVIDIA. Just because NVIDIA is in play, I'm going to set some levels on that as well, because you can see it's been in this trading range. And like I said, I'm watching the downside. Look at the low from yesterday, right? It recovered from that low, but that yesterday low was at 118.83. And I think you really need to watch that candle, because the low of June the 24th was at let's see, 118.04. And I really think we need to watch that level. And if it breaks through that, let me set my level at exactly 118.04, because I really want to see if it breaks through that. I think we got a ton of room to the downside, right? Look at these gaps in here, back at 108, back at 100. I mean, Nvidia is going to have fallen far if it gets down to 100, right? Like right now, we're sitting pretty much at the split price. So we if we break below that, it'll be a big downside for Nvidia. So I'm not predicting that it's going to happen today, but I'm just saying that if it does, we want to be ready for it. So I'm going to watch Nvidia to the top side. By the way, the 2 days ago high at 127.71 to me is probably as good of a high as we're going to get, and it looks like a good level because there was some level of resistance there previously. So that's really what I'm going to watch on NVIDIA. We're going to see what it does today. I'm thinking it's probably going to be stuck in this range between 118 and 127, but if it breaks out of that, we'll at least know what we're looking for. Okay, so that's what I've got for levels. I mean, the only last one that maybe I would mention would be AMD, because it's my buddy. But AMD's not doing anything interesting. Look at the daily in AMD. It is awful, just awful. So probably you're better off watching some other things. So today, what am I going to be watching? Tesla, Rivian, NVIDIA. With on my secondary list, we got Paramount. I'm not sure if we can get to the gappers list. We have a couple of our members that have, of our moderators that have put it in there. I'll just list it off for you, starting with Megan, who's got Tesla, AMD, and Mara on her list. I haven't even looked at Mara, but what is it doing here? Not a lot. Had a good move yesterday, so I can see why she's potentially watching it. This fits with Megan's strategy, and you can see it hit an interesting level here. So see what it does today. Pierre is looking at NVIDIA, Tesla, Rivian, and MU, all sort of ones we've talked about. Brian is watching NVIDIA, Rivian, Tesla, AMD, and Snow. Snow's not one we've looked at. Let me put Snow up here. What is Snow doing? Not much so far this morning, but maybe it'll be of interest. Avi is watching Tesla and NVIDIA. Mike is watching NVIDIA, Tesla, and Rivian. Phil, Tesla, Rivian, AMD, Mara, and Amazon. A lot of familiar faces or names on there. Amazon was probably the only one that I sort of looked at and then rejected. And then Andrew is watching Tesla and Rivian. No surprise there. You got to be watching Tesla, AMD, and NVIDIA. Like he's watching AMD for me. I appreciate that. All right, so that's what we've got on the list. I sort of ran through those all very quickly. Sorry, everybody. I didn't match up with our watch list at the bottom there, but I just thought I would mention that because I noticed I'm running out of time. Just a reminder, the economic events today. Powell is apparently speaking right at 9:30 in Portugal. No idea what that's going to do to the market, if anything. I don't think it's going to do anything, but if it does, I want you to be ready for it. It's going to get mixed up, of course, in all the open volume. And then 10 o'clock, we've got auto sales and some economic data coming out. So just be aware and be ready for it if that has any impact at 10 a.m. when those numbers come out. All right, so with that, thank you guys for putting up with just me this morning. I hope Carlos and his family is doing well. Hopefully he'll be able to rejoin us tomorrow morning for the half day. Right, remember, Wednesday, only trading until 1, then the markets close. And then we're trading all day Thursday. So with that, hopefully we got Brian and Andrew out there ready to go.
They're not here yet.
If I'm lucky, I get to... Oh, they're not here yet. Okay. They're not here yet. Were they sleeping in? What's happening?
Okay. Brian just came in. 1 sec.
They're getting ready. Okay, they're getting ready to go. That's... I want to see what the weather's like in Vancouver, frankly, because when I was there, we had rain for the first 2 days, and then the weather actually got good for the weekend. So, Yeah, I wonder if Andrew's in Tesla right now because it's doing stuff that he likes. It's leveling out here a little bit. 222 is the price, but there they are. Oh, look at those two handsome fellows, gentlemen.
Good
How are
morning,
you, beautiful
everybody. You
men,
guys hear us?
doing
Good
this
morning.
morning?
Good morning, guys. Yeah, I've already done a quick trade on Tesla here. So delivery numbers were supposed to. Well, actually, the delivery numbers, the China ones were not great. They were down 24% year over year, 2% down 2% month over month. But I guess overall they were better than expected. So
Yeah, they
uh,
sort of some analysts recently downgraded their expectations, and they were above that, but they were at the top end of the average expectation. So, all in
okay.
all, that's probably a win these days for Tesla. As we can see, the stock is reacting positively, but we'll see what
Yeah.
happens when the opening bell rings.
Yeah, so already done one trade on Tesla. Just going to let
This is
it.
crazy. This price action is crazy on Tesla.
Yeah,
Uh, really, really, really crazy. Um, Look at
All
this.
right,
So it's just based on the delivery, yes? The delivery
yes.
number.
correct.
Wow.
All right, gentlemen, I'm going to hand it over to you. Hope you had a good Canada Day, both of you, yesterday, and have some good trading this morning.
Thank you so much. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
So good
Thank you,
morning,
Peter.
everybody.
Thank you,
So
Peter, for
let's
taking us through there.
My
Carlos
pleasure.
off this morning. All right.
VDA yesterday sold off, but it came back up. And VDA was a crazy bounce yesterday.
Yeah.
It's just unbelievable. If we have a few minutes left, I'm gonna watch Tesla for sure.
I think Tesla's going to be the best one to watch. I was kind of now thinking about we're going to get a pullback here. Nvidia's dropping. All right. Has anyone done a trade this morning on Tesla? Don't usually trade pre-market, but it was.
What would you trade in pre-market, Brian?
I got in around 220 and just I got out around 222 and change. Just a small share size because I don't typically trade the pre-market, but it was just too strong. Like the buying was there, and there was some Nvidia's dropping, and there was some pretty clear levels there. You could take a look at my chart. So kind of saw some levels here, and then there were some up here where we topped out at 223.
Very interesting. So let's see. Let's make a really good trade on it. Thanks, guys, for watching. Tomorrow, don't forget, tomorrow we are giving away a laptop again. Give us a like on YouTube. Remember that it's also delayed, guys. The YouTube feed is delayed. So what you hear and what you see is actually back in the past. All right, so Tesla is pulling back to the VWAP. Could be a good potentially opening range breakup. Jared's already short Tesla. AMD. The NVIDIA is starting off again.
Yeah, Nvidia's dropping. AMD, it's funny, it's going the other way. Rivian does not look that interesting right now. If anything,
Is it a
looks.
sympathy play, Rivian?
I think there was something about Rivian. Maybe it got upgrade. Okay, here we go.
All right, so let's see.
Some orders are building on.
Rivian had deliveries earlier this morning as well.
Delivery numbers. Thanks, Peter.
Here we go. NVIDIA's popping back up. AMD is ripping. AMD is going to go at PDC right now. AMD's got a big order.
The gas at 220. Going to pop up through that.
Yeah, I'm long for this. I'm long AMD for this pop through. See if we get through 159.
Right, so Tesla 221, super bullish. Let's probably get ready for a long on it. It's gonna go to 159, I think. Gonna get a long on Tesla 220.55.
Yes.
Top.
Okay, sold some 159.01.
Spies ripping.
Yeah, Qs are ripping. See if we can get to 160 now. There's a fairly large bid there. Fairly large ask.
Right, Tesla is not great, so I'm getting out of Tesla. I stopped out Tesla. I'm gonna go long NVIDIA 1222. NVIDIA is coming above the VWAP. I'll look at Tesla and see what I can do later. Long NVIDIA. Let's see if NVIDIA can go above the VWAP. Spies ripping, Qs are ripping.
Qs are ripping, yeah. Qs have gone, IWM has gone green.
Let's see if NVIDIA holds above the VWAP. Oh, shit, NVIDIA also didn't do anything. Tesla might come back up. Holding the VWAP.
Come on. Here we go. AMD. Yes. I'm selling some more AMD at 159.60.
I'm back on Tesla 220. Back on Tesla.
Oh, yeah.
220.
Here we go.
Tesla this time wants to go. Let's see if this time Tesla is going to go. SPY is going to go green soon.
Just sold some more at 160. Anybody in this AMD trade with me?
Jared is probably there.
Yeah, Jared's trading Tesla. Nice area. Good. Awesome, guys.
I gotta stop down on NVIDIA, guys. I'm stopping out on NVIDIA.
Oh,
I am. Forgot to share my screen. I stopped out on NVIDIA. I'm still long on Tesla. AMD is super nice. All right, Tesla. If Tesla goes for the break of high today, I might add.
all right. Well, 5 minutes into the trading day here. Rivian's popping up. Back to high of day. I sold some of my, yesterday I did a risk reversal on Adobe. Sold some 540 puts. Bought some 560 calls. So I just sold a lot of those 560 calls.
Rivian's very nice. It's gonna go for it probably for the break of high today.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Right, Tesla. I'm still long Tesla, guys. Let's see if Tesla can break out. There's a good chance that it's gonna go. I'm gonna add a little bit more here, 220, 50. I have to be super jerky. What about NVIDIA? NVIDIA is coming back up. I'm gonna get back into NVIDIA, guys, too. 122. Back long on NVIDIA and Tesla.
Yeah, I'm just got long Tesla with you.
See what NVIDIA is doing.
Come on, Tesla.
NVIDIA is having troubles going above the VWAP. It's not good. Same as Tesla. Come on, Tesla. All right, Tesla's gonna go. Come on, come on, yes. See if you can get the break of high of the day.
Yeah, there's a big order at 222.
Let's get that. Let's get that.
Yeah, let's go there, baby.
Come on. Spies ripping. Qs are gonna go green. Wow.
Tesla's struggling. This 220 level, 221 level doesn't look good. I'm gonna get out of it.
Yeah.
I don't like the way it's structured. It might pop up, but I just don't feel like I have a.
It's gonna be on something like NVIDIA, huh? Yeah. So I'm partialing on NVIDIA. Partialing on NVIDIA. NVIDIA is popping up. Partialing, I have a fairly big size in NVIDIA. Come on, NVIDIA, gonna go to 122.80, 123. Still have Tesla as well. Use going green.
Yeah, I don't.
It's yeah, it's trouble in this range.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, come on. I'm still longer than NVIDIA, guys. Fairly big size. Let's see if I can stay above the VWAP. I might actually add a little bit here. See if you can actually go toward the 123. Tesla. Nope, turned out to be disappointing.
Yeah. Why I kind of got out of it. I just didn't. I don't know. It just seems to be choppy now. Nvidia is pretty
Yeah,
choppy too.
Tesla too. I gotta stop that on Teslas. But NVIDIA is choppy as long as it's hold above the VWAP is gonna go. Yeah. AMD was a trade
Yeah.
of the day. Look at that.
Yeah. No, AMD's been going good. I should have added when it pulled back to the VWAP, but
Let's see if NVIDIA is breaking out or not.
yeah, it looks like it's going to here. It's going through this.
It's struggling, but if it can go, it's gonna go toward. Is on 5 minute. There's this moving average is fighting back, but potentially can go to 122.70. There's a level, and there's another moving average. Long NVDA. So both of all of my trades have been long so far. Tesla. You can see my screen in the chat room. So for those of you, you can see my screen in the chat room. Remember, you can see my entries and exits.
Here we go. Nice on Nvidia.
Let's get the breakthrough. Let's get the follow through.
It's a big order at 123.
Yeah, I want to get that hopefully. Yeah, I have.
Here comes
a big size on it.
161 on AMD. Nice. Sell some more.
Tesla is going. I'm gonna get back on Tesla. 2030.
I don't trust. No, I don't trust. I don't trust Tesla.
No, this time is different, Brian. This time is different on
Okay.
Tesla.
Okay. Okie dokie.
Okie dokie.
Okie dokie pokey.
123. I have 5,000 shares of NVIDIA, guys. A little bit more on Tesla. See if you can this time break off high of the day. NVDA 123. I'm going to partial more at 123.
There's an order there. Might come down to get this order first at 122.50. There we go. It's picking up some shares. And now they're heading back up again.
Really concerned about NVIDIA. I'm more concerned about this Tesla. See if you can break this 5 minutes swing range break up. It's been 15 minutes that we struggled on that. What is this level? 221. This is killing us. Gap here. Oh, here we go. Tesla. Mr. Pezim, look at this.
Yeah,
It's gonna
it
break.
is. It's going to break out by the looks of it.
I told you this time is different. I talked to him. He said he changed his life.
Still don't trust it.
123 on NVDA. I'm gonna add some on the NVDA 122.80. I'm gonna add it on NVDA for the break of 123.
Here it comes.
All right.
Yeah.
Partially 123.
Awesome.
This Tesla has no direction. Yeah, super difficult to
Excuse me.
getting out of Tesla. Well, out of Tesla. I'm just focusing on NVDA, even though I think it eventually is going to go up, but the 1 minute is disgusting. NVDA 123.21, nice, partial.
Yeah.
Very nice, guys.
And a partial.
Yeah, Tesla turned out
some,
to be super choppy. What's Apple doing? Everybody says Apple, Apple, Apple. Let's see what Apple is doing. Yeah, Apple is also pretty nice. I think NVIDIA and AMD are nicer than Apple. But...
Yeah. Qs are on fire. SPY's gone green as well. The only thing that's down right now is the Dow, and it's just fractionally down. It seems like it's going to go green too.
I mean, Tesla price action is not great. I want to focus. I eventually came out of it with a small loss in the whole trade, but right now is it's doing pretty good. NVDA. This is my position. I can put it on the screen. So these are my open position. Brent, can you get my screen from the chat room and shit, Tesla is going up and show it on the quickly for YouTube. So it doesn't need to be high quality. If you can get it from the chat room and just do that, that would be interesting. So I have 3,000 shares of NVIDIA for now. Just is going up.
Yeah, Tesla is breaking out. It's not really clean though. It's not. It didn't make a nice clean move like AMD and Nvidia though. That's the only problem with it.
Yeah, Brent, if you can have that one ready, so when I'm showing my summary of the day, like P&L and stuff, maybe you can switch in that. I know it's not super clear, but it's better than nothing. But that's it. You don't need to hold it for so long. I just wanted to show you my positions and stuff. Yeah, but Tesla eventually did break out, but it just drove me crazy. It's going to go for the break of the higher pre-market.
It does seem like it now. It's getting ready to go.
Yeah, it's getting better now. All right, so Tesla did eventually, NVIDIA still fighting. Tesla now, price action on Tesla is super nice.
Yeah, it's
So
starting
just the
to
delivery
finally.
numbers made it, huh? Just delivery numbers,
Yeah, I
huh?
think so. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That was it.
Honestly, I was not expecting Tesla to move like 10%, 12% in 2 days. It's been on a tear
Yeah,
since last week. I thought that Tesla would never go back into these numbers and levels anytime soon. That means that the longer that I'm in the market, the longer I realize that I don't know anything about investing really. Look at that.
Mhm.
All right, NVIDIA is pulling back to our break even. Yeah, NVIDIA kind of, I don't think NVIDIA has any momentum to the upside back.
no.
Yeah, I'm going to get out of NVIDIA completely. Yeah, I'm all out of NVIDIA. I think kind of NVIDIA is done with that mob. We got a good momentum on it.
Yeah, I'm pretty much flat on everything now. So that was a decent day.
Yeah, that would turn out to be okay day. So my P&L is, so NVIDIA turned out to be very profitable. Tesla turned out to be with a small loss. Even though we kind of knew Tesla is going to pop, but didn't didn't give us a nice price action. So it was just $8,900. So that's it.
AMD is back at the VWAP. Maybe going to roll over here.
So for sharing the screen, I think there is only one screen. No. There's actually up there in the screen to the left, you can see Brian's screen, live, pre-market, and Andrew. So you can actually change which one you want to watch. Mike Petro traded on
Yeah, right now I'm just
TWS.
watching snow.
This is going up. As soon as I got out, look at that. As soon as I got out, this big boom.
Yeah, I know.
Did anyone, did anyone in the chat room
Te-
stayed in Tesla?
Tesla can be so frustrating.
Nice. Yeah, nice guys. Yeah, I traded the bat. I had this big position on NVIDIA too, so I wanted to manage that one. Nice move, very nice. Yeah, I'm super happy for the chat room and YouTube. These guys, you guys got it. Wow, 5. It's gonna go just crazy. Was it that good, Tesla?
I don't think so. But if you look at the way it traded yesterday, I think it seems
Somebody
like
knew something.
I think it's just people are it's just a momentum because it kind of died off at the end of the day, so you could tell it was more of a momentum trade than large institutions, deciding they wanted to take shares, build a position. But this, I guess, this August 8th event that's coming up for Tesla, where they're going to talk about robotaxi and all the rest of that, is probably they might run up into that event.
Amen. Amen. What did you trade? You talking about the Tesla? Your long Tesla? Jared, what did you trade? I don't see any of the trades from the mods after the fucking hell. Fucking hell, look at this.
Yeah, it wasn't great, but it was better than expectations, I guess. People expected worse numbers.
Yeah, Tesla 220 for sure, 230. Only 5 calls were trading 470. 220 is at $7, Brian. Your calls that you bought yesterday, they're trading at 750.
I know. I sold them at $7. The But I did a risk reversal on Adobe, so I sold the 545 puts and I bought the 560 calls. So they're really good. I sold a lot of them this morning, the 560 calls. So I'm pretty happy about that.
Oh, yeah, it should be. All right, NVIDIA and AMD, both of them are round trip coming down.
Yeah,
So it
AMD is
looks like
really
that
dropping.
the trade of the day was this is the breakout of Tesla at 945. Super nice. Bonds are higher, yields are lower today.
Yields all dropped this morning for whatever reason.
Yeah, USD is also getting weaker. That's scary. Job numbers in 5 minutes. Well, that's good.
Yeah, the order book should clear out here on indexes. Let's take a quick look. Yeah, the Adobe trade came from my swing trade letter that I send out every weekend. So if you haven't subscribed to that, you can do that on our site. Let's take a look at the SPY here. It's interesting. There's a lot of bids to the downside here. All right, well, we got just over 2 minutes, or just under 2 minutes before we get these jobs numbers.
Is it an important job number?
It's job openings. I mean, I think everybody's focused on this, the employment picture, just because as a driver of inflation. But Powell's over speaking right now. I don't know what he's saying. He's with Lagarde and I think the Brazilian finance minister. So that they're at some ECB forum in Portugal. All right, let's just see what happens. So you can see here the order book is kind of lightening up here, dropping, pulling these orders. Orders pulled here. Might pull some more orders in a minute here, but you can tell that the order book is on the SPY. The index has changed quite a bit.
Job number. Let's see. If it's good, it
So
might take the market down. If it's bad, it also might take the market down. So
I think if it's bad, if it's weak, I think it's look at how the order bar the entire book just cleared. Look at that, just completely cleared out. Now another 5 seconds, we'll see what the number comes up at. Oh, look at that! Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa! Okay, initial little bit of a drop.
so what was the number?
I don't know. I didn't see it. I just saw that we had a bit of a drop there, and then, but it could be either thing. If it came in, if it came in line,
TMF
it almost looks like
TMF. TMF is
there's
the
more.
leverage of
It
the bonds.
is show it's
Shall point even higher, huh?
8.14. The openings
Ah,
are actually
shit.
higher. Okay, so the openings were actually higher than expected. So that was, I guess, if you're hoping for a rate cut, that's probably a good thing. So we're getting some weakness showing up in some of the market here. Didn't really react at the end of the day. Didn't react very much. Look at AMD, really
Not
sold
now.
off. AMD's down to PDC. It should bounce here. Tesla's back up to high of day, 225. Look at that bounce on AMD right at the PDC.
Tesla is still super strong.
Yep.
Yeah, so it didn't really make a huge impact.
No.
TMF, which is the 3 times leverage of treasuries, are down. It means that maybe bonds are coming down a little bit. Yeah, if the number is good, it means that the rates might stay higher for longer. Apple going up, Apple 220, huh? David short on Apple. Apple might go for another all-time high today. It's going to go to R3.
Yeah.
Apple's pretty nice price action. So it's still super strong. I don't know. I might actually not do anything with $9,000 profit. I might actually not take any other trade. So sticky Q's doing nothing. Yeah, it really didn't impact the market that much.
No. No, it didn't really do anything. Just watching AMD at PDC to see what it does here. Snow bounced off S3.
Queues are running up.
Yeah, queues are what level is that? That's R3. Rejected once at R3 already. It's going back to
483, yeah.
test that again.
He's down again. Roaring Kitty. Yeah, Chewy might go back to 15 very soon.
What was he in? He was in. What was he? He was in Chewy. Where
he owns 6% of
that's right.
Chewy.
Yeah, 6.6% of Chewy. What's the float on Chewy? How many shares did he have?
It's not very high because with
Yeah,
he owns 6%.
yeah,
Go to
yeah.
Trading Terminal to find out.
Yeah, I'm just looking at Trading Terminal now. Wait, the float's 134 million. So he'd have to have 6.6 plus another 2, roughly. So he'd have to have like 8 million shares.
Mm.
And even if he got it at $15, that's like $120 million worth of.
Yeah, I think it's around that range, his position. Which the argument is that he doesn't have $100 million, so he must have partnered with someone to do this pump and dump.
What do you know? Maybe he partnered with the guy he screwed.
Yeah, it's possible. Tesla, man. Look at Tesla.
Melvin.
Not in there.
Melvin Capital.
Oh, I hate myself. I hate myself.
$9 million shares, yeah. Yeah, it would be close
really
to. It would be between
sure.
It would be between 8 and 9 for sure. Yeah. PayPal showing up on the scanner.
Interesting. Let's check out. Up 2%, $58. Believable.
Wow, Tesla's still going.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, there's 230 by the looks of it. Possible.
Should we sell some calls like at 250 for July, or is it too difficult, too crazy?
Oof. I don't know if I'd do that today. It's probably got more upside before you. But yeah, I don't know.
260. No. Unbelievable Tesla.
Yeah, it's just kicking it. Big order at 228, and there's a really large order at 230. I don't know if it's going to get there, but
I'll be back, guys. I'm going to take a quick break. I'll be back in a second.
Qs stalled out there again at SR3. Same with the SPY. NVIDIA rolled over, lost the VWAP. It's trading down near low of day right now. And yeah, AMD's gone red on the day. Interesting. NVIDIA's already red. All right. Yeah, laptop giveaway one tomorrow too. Brendan, what did you trade? Nice on AMD. Yeah, it was a good trade. Loss of the PDC. The Q's bounced back. All right. Still a little trade there on Tesla, just on that pullback. Again, nothing big, small size. I'm kind of done for the day. Had a good trade on AMD. Had a good trade at Tesla in the open. How's everyone's morning here? Get some pretty decent moves today. I don't know. AMD seems to be. AMD does this thing where it will freak. It'll do some. It'll fake you out. So I'm not really sure. AMD's really stuck right at PDC right now. Kind of dropped there, and that's where Brendan shorted and got it through. But now it's. They just cleared out some shares. There were probably some stops right at PDC. So they cleared those out, picked up some shares, then brought it back up again. But overall, it still looks a little weak here on AMD. Here's an order here at probably 157.30-ish. It's got some moving averages to contend with. I still think AMD might go back up again here. It's got a couple of moving averages to contend with here. The 9 and the 20 EMA pretty close together. VWAP's at 159. And that's where that order is, right at the VWAP. All right, so it's 20 after almost. If you joining us on YouTube, appreciate you coming and checking us out, trading with us. If you've been taking advantage of some of the market volatility this morning with Tesla and with AMD and NVIDIA. So if you haven't liked already, always appreciate that thumbs up on our channel. And right now I'm just looking, things are kind of settling down a little bit now. So not finding any immediate opportunities, but we'll just keep looking. AMD is really just hanging around yesterday's close. I was watching snow. It's kind of just hanging around yesterday's close. Tesla still looking interesting. Maybe it's still might get to that 230 level today. You can see a big order here at 228. It's going to go there probably now. And then we've got 229 and 230 on that, on the level 2. There we go. There's your 228. Just played that one through 228. We did get another trade, so I'm sticking with some long here just to see if we can get to 229. Got a lot of volume. These balls here represent the volume, so we had a lot of volume on that push through 228. Yeah, it's funny. All the indexes have gone green except for IWM, small caps. Small caps were the only index that was up actually last week. So kind of interesting. So some money may be rotating out of some of the high-flying stocks, maybe going into these lower and mid-cap stocks. So the other one is mid-cap ETF is MIDU. What's it doing today? It's up a fraction. Yeah, if you're looking at Andrew's chart, you can see how the SPY is pretty choppy right now. We're kind of chopping around the dotted line, which is yesterday's close. So just be careful with NVIDIA. I don't know if it looks a little toppy here at 228, and you can see how the orders have thinned out here. They're starting to drop some orders down in here below this. Originally, where they had it at 229, now they're throwing some orders in here, sort of front running this 229. So still a really massive order here at 230, but I don't know. It's again, it's getting, as far as momentum trades go, it's starting to seems like it's starting to run out of steam a little bit. Doesn't mean it won't go. Don't consolidate and then push up to this 230 level. Actually, might get there later today, but again, we're getting into an area where we're consolidating a bit, consolidating this this price move. So a bit of a fight between buyers and sellers. All right. Sell some SPY calls. Yeah, you know, usually like to wait a little bit longer. Usually like to wait till about 8 o'clock, but 8 o'clock my time, 11 o'clock Eastern time. It still seems like there's a bid under this market here. Pullbacks are getting bought. You can see on the Qs, we kind of lost the VWAP in the 9 EMA, but came down to the 20 and bounced off it. Same with the SPY, kind of playing around the VWAP there. VWAP is volume weighted average price. As people probably know, it's a fairly critical level. When you're trading, you should always know where that is. Rivian's rolled over and kind of dropping below the VWAP here. So, and I guess again, Tesla kind of testing 228 and see if it's going to make a move through there. See what it looks like on level 2. Again, there are some orders building here. Probably is going to go there. All right, everyone out on in YouTube land, thank you for joining us today. We're going to wrap it up here. It's close to 10:30 Eastern time, and you can join us for $1. So you won't have to listen to a delayed signal if you want to join us. So take care, everyone. Hope you had a good day, and we shall hopefully see you tomorrow. Shortened trading day and then long weekend. Take care, everybody. Bye for now.